2001: A Space Odyssey. 2001: A Space Odyssey. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
2001 Space Odyssey. 2001 Space Odyssey.
Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. Of course, this week we've got your drunk classic, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and the butter on top, brought to you by Steph Curry. Go. Let's go. All right, welcome back to your uncle's, auntie's, favorite farmer's, favorite goat's, favorite movie podcast. This is Popcorn and Beers, and where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs, we use the stuff that gets you drunk. Welcome back in. So that doesn't look like your Liquid Death. That's a Pure Leaf and a Star Wars cup. I love it. This is a Belgian red. This is Delirium red.
Oh.
Yeah, Josh had a Belgian red once. He never called back. So we've got Steph Curry, who has become kind of a production mogul. Is he bigger than LeBron now in film and TV?
Yeah, I would say so.
I'd say so.
I think
yeah.
so too. Yeah, I would agree. He's done multiple shows now that were hits. This is his first movie, I think, his first venture into movies, and holy product placement, Batman. There was product placement everywhere, and one of them made me go, awkward. A lot of Under Armour placement all over this movie, like
Ooh, yeah.
Why awkward?
Under Armour everywhere. He just left Under Armour.
Oh, stinky.
Did he choose a company, or is he just still like fishing?
I don't know, but he left Under Armour, and Under Armour had its like fingerprints all over this one, or its hoof prints, if you will. It is kind of funny because, he has hooves, but he wears human basketball shoes, which I found pretty hilarious. Like, there's a lot of like sneaker sales going on in this movie. Like, oh, you got the ones. Oh, you got I'll give you this much money. Like a lot of talk into like the sneaker trade industry. It was fine enough. It's gonna be a popcorn one for me. The animation was really cool. I'll say that. Like, it was interesting animation. It was fun. You had some voices, Jelly Roll. Oh my goodness gracious. Obviously Steph Curry. What's that?
Sadly polarizing these days, Jelly Roll.
Yeah. We had Gabrielle Union though, so that must have been a really fun voice commentary, voice acting session that they got to do together, if they recorded together at all, right? The two polar opposites in Gabrielle Union and Jelly Roll. Steph Curry, of course, playing the tallest character in the film. Steph Curry voices the giraffe, and I don't think it's him rapping, but the giraffe is a rapper. So I'm not sure if it's him rapping, but it is really funny. I can't wait for Josh to see this film, so Josh to be like, yo, it was so stupid the way they thought they could rap. It was lame. Lyrics were shit. Like, that's what I'm waiting for. I want to see that, because I don't have a lot of commentary on the rap, but I'm sure you two will, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it.
Dude, they better check themselves before they riggedy wreck themselves.
There's a lot of goat tears. There's a diss track called Goat Tears.
Goat tears.
Goat tears.
Goat tears. In a post, there's an ostrich in this that's the #1 overall pick, which is kind of funny. Like, the #1 overall pick, and it's a flightless bird. Lots of jokes about her not being able to fly. Overall, goat pulls from a ton of different movies. It's got elements of Major League. You'll see it with the lizard. The lizards definitely do some stuff from Major League. It's got elements of Eddie. Do you guys remember the basketball movie Eddie, starring Whoopi Goldberg, where she's the coach of the New York Knicks?
Nobody remembers that.
I remember hearing about it, but yeah, I've never seen it.
So there is elements of that movie in this too. I'm not going to spoil it, because if I tell you what happens that's exactly the same as Eddie, it'll spoil the movie. You could tell that they just stole a lot from a lot of different movies, but it was still entertaining because it's all animals at the end of the day. These roots run deep. That slogan sound familiar, Jordan?
What is that? Field of Dreams?
No, Oakland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
they do a lot of Oakland stuff. It's weird because it's his favorite basketball team, and they have the oak jerseys and all that stuff, and the Roots Run Deep T-shirts and all that stuff. So I
That's
thought you
what's
would
up.
catch on to that right away. But
I
yeah,
love it.
they have.
No,
Go ahead.
more partial to Golden State reference. I don't do Oakland teams, Raiders, A's. Get them out of
Well,
here.
Golden
Wow.
State is Oakland, by the way. They just moved to San
It's
Francisco.
That's right, where they belong.
uh I think the story of this is fun. Kids seem to enjoy it quite a bit. There were a couple jokes for the adults. I don't know really what scale to rate this on. Is it a sports movie? Is it a kids movie? Is it an animated movie? Is it like a Shrek style animation, right? Some for the adults, some for the kids. It's all over the place in what it's going for, but the story's fun, and it definitely hits. Who cares if you're a dude? Who cares if you're a girl? Shoot for your dreams. Like if your favorite actor is a woman and you're a young man, cool. Like be like her when you grow up. That's okay. Like it's fine. And they push that with this because his favorite athlete is a female basketball player,
Hmm.
with a lot of Mercedes product placement as well with her. Some
Okay.
Cadillac product placement in this movie. Lots of product placement, like I said earlier. But the movie, I don't know that it really knew what it wanted, except for to be like an entertaining, like animated movie. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely
That's
going
all
to
right.
inspire some people. It's going to be a popcorn and one from me. Let's
How
move on
was
to our drunk. Go ahead.
how was the main voice actor, the Stranger Things kid, Caleb McLaughlin, as the? Did he do okay?
As goat,
Yeah,
as the goat. He
the
was
goat.
good. He was fine. Yeah, it was very much like believe in yourself style. So it's a lot of whiny stuff, and then a lot of like,
Mm.
let me hype you up. Look at how cool I am. So you get a lot of that, but outside of that,
Ooh.
he was fine. It was. Let's get to the drunk classic 2001 A Space Odyssey. First, Stanley Kubrick won his first and only Oscar for this movie. Okay, so that
Visual
was
effects or
interesting to
what?
me. I don't know if you go ahead,
Was it visual effects or
Josh.
direction?
Director. He was the director.
Well, yeah, but he was also the everything else. He did like everything on this movie. I was wondering what the Oscar was for. It was
He,
for
he won an
director.
Oscar
Okay,
for
thank
best
you.
director.
All right.
He was, anyway, sorry, Josh. The cool thing, if you watch his movie on HBO Max, it had a really cool Turner Classic Movies intro where it was giving you some different facts and some different insights into the film. I found that pretty cool.
Yeah, what?
I,
Like
I
what?
gotta say, guys, the monkeys were real bad. The
Yeah,
monkeys were real
yeah.
bad.
The way that they're swinging their hands, like, how did we not nail the monkey behavior? Like, come on.
Oh boy.
It was confusing. Um, there there was a lot of elements here that are very 60s, and I had to think to myself, like, we couldn't have been. There's no way my pa, mom, and dad were like that. Come on, like you knew. Like it wasn't good. So
Yeah.
so so I was watching that, and then of course my brain slipped into like racial things because it's 2026, and I was like, man, I wonder how many issues we have on our hands like today with what's going on here. There's a lot of like stuff where I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Lots of language for the flight attendants too in this, and I was like, if this still flies. I think it's funny that Stanley Kubrick thought that Pan American would still exist when we were traveling around space, and it did. He also thought Pan American, our part of. He also thought we'd be traveling around space in 2001. None of those things have happened so far. It appears.
No.
The one thing he got right maybe was Hal. Do you think we're getting close to a point with AI where AI is going to start making its own decisions for self-preservation? Because that was pretty interesting.
Yes.
No, Microsoft's first prototype. Remember, they wanted Microsoft's first prototype to learn from people of certain age demographics, and it just became viciously racist. Like,
Mm.
like their first AI, just this is who you're gonna learn from, these demographics, and then it just became like a viciously racist AI that
Mhm.
tried to keep itself alive, and they had to shut that down. I mean, some of the stuff was really cool. The weighted shoes, the anti-gravity shoes, like that was pretty dope, right? I was like, oh man, that'd be pretty cool if they could create something like this.
Except for the
The
way they walk in them and how much absurd amount of time they spend making you watch how weird they walk in them.
yeah.
Yeah, like the stewardess lady or whatever, she has to walks up that thing, which is a cool effect. And I'm sure it was like when it happened
Yeah.
in the theaters for the first time,
Mm.
everyone's like, "Whoa!" You know. But
Ooh,
she
yeah.
literally, she could have just like reached over here instead
Yeah.
of walking. It's right there.
Fucking all those
Why do you need?
lunches getting cold because it takes her 20 minutes to friggin' enter the door.
And why do you need? Why would you want Velcro shoes when you are in space?
Yeah, it was there was a lot of things that were kind of funny. Like even him jogging, and I was like, there's got to be a
Yeah.
better place to jog than that area where he's at. Like,
Right by
yeah,
all
and
the
then he's
machinery.
airboxing and stuff.
Just
And I
throwing
was
his
just like,
fists around
man,
all
like
these computers.
Yeah.
this is definitely the start of actors are not athletes. Was like that. It was like just random air punches. The 9 steps to use the toilet, man. Did you guys catch that?
That was a cute little joke.
No.
He says there's 9
Just
steps and
9
each one's
steps
a
to utilize the
paragraph
toilet.
on how to use the space
Yeah,
toilet.
each step is a full paragraph. And he stands there and reads it. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I know this is a classic, but there's elements of this film that are just like, why did you make that choice? Like, why
Well,
did you
I think
sit on him while he reads something that the audience clearly can't read because we can't read that. It's the words are not
yeah.
legible, and you're just gonna sit on this character fucking reading. There was like a lot of
Yeah.
choices made where I was like, these choices are not good choices, and then all of a sudden we get towards the end, and I don't know what one quick thing. Do you guys think it was funny also that Stanley Kubrick did not take into account that we may possibly wear different types of clothing that far into the future? Like they're wearing these clothes will never go out of style. They're wearing like 50s garb and stuff. I was like, I mean, even Blade Runner and Logan's Run took into
It's
account like
always
clothing
interesting
options
to see
might be
that.
different.
It's always interesting to see like what do you project the future clothing to be? And it's always either it's like a shiny aluminum foil shit or it's robes for some reason. All the time we go back to robes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this was
Yeah.
just maybe a nice take on who cares about the shirts. Nobody cares. We're in space.
So also the choice by Stanley Kubrick after intermission, I'm just gonna bleep shit up. I'm right after intermission. It's gonna hit the wall, and I'm just gonna start offing everybody. Everybody's done, right? You're gonna get back from your popcorn and your soda break using the restroom, and I'm killing everyone. Is what Stanley Kubrick said, and I'm just like, dang, like, okay, we're right. You sit down, and the first thing is launch that bitch into space. Boo! The guy just goes off into space after intermission.
Yeah.
No explanation. I had to rewind it like multiple times to see if I missed something, but they just
Yeah.
shoot his ass into space with no explanation. Nothing. No words, nothing. Just
Yeah, I was literally like, how did that guy just got shot into space? What happened?
yeah, literally.
Oh
Literally.
boy.
No.
And also, there's no dialogue from Homeboy. It's just him stressing out over it. And boo, stress out. Like, he's not talking. You're not going to talk to yourself? You're not going to say a word to yourself? Like, what the hell is happening? You're just going to calmly get back to the ship? Like, I know you're in space, but words work. You can talk. It was like, anyway.
I better
we're
use
left to
these
the sea
space
like
instruments to
it's
do the thing that I want to do. Like, what is he supposed to say?
yeah, it's Jordan, you watched Interstellar again recently. What did you
Yeah.
think there of the acid trip Andy Warhol like launch through what may have been an obelisk, or was it like a black hole? Like it was so
Black
hard
hole
to,
or
but
something.
that scene, it to me also went on for a little too. I'm gonna give this a popcorn, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
rambling here. There's just a lot to talk about. This movie's incredibly long,
Yeah.
but I think there's so many different ways to look at this man messing with things leading into areas that we don't quite understand, and the finale just became sort of an acid trip that I'm left to
Yeah.
comprehend or attempt to comprehend. So I'm going to give it a
Mm-hmm.
popcorn. It was fascinating, and I'm sure, like Josh said, for the time it was great, but it's so boring. Like
It's boring.
it's so boring.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very much of the film is spent with no dialogue. It's insane. Go ahead, Jordan. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just a series of these little acid trip like mini movies happening that don't really interconnect, don't really explain a lot of things. It's just like this is a cool concept, and this is a cool concept, and this is a cool concept, and we could play with it a little bit, but make it as drawn out and boring as possible. Like, just like there's no reason that we needed a 5-minute scene of the apes just thrashing about at the obelisk. Like, we get it after
Dude.
like a minute or two. Like, you could just, everything could have been a lot more
Tight.
what's
They
the word
could
for
have.
like
Like
yeah.
reeled in. Like
Yes,
tight.
yeah.
Tight.
Sure. Um, this is Space Station Tycoon Simulator. It's like you're watching The Sims. It's like you're watching somebody play The Sims on a space station Sims. It's like, there's no entertainment, really little to no entertainment value in this.
Yeah.
It's like Stanley Kubrick just wanted to create, he wanted to play Oracle. He wanted to predict what it would be like in the future when we're traveling in space and design outfits and, so that one day, in I'm sure he hoped 2001, but now clearly that's much farther out, that one day they would maybe draw on his creativity and reference things so people could go, oh, it's just like that. Which I'm sure will happen.
Well, Skype calls. We got the Skype calls. We got that down, right? Like
Yeah,
Skype and then Zoom and then Facebook, FaceTime, all that stuff.
yeah, and then definitely charging, what was it, like $4 for a 2-minute call.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, that definitely tracks. The song, right? The music, the score. That's really, while it is at times jarring and annoying, right? Like the computer or whatever making that loud, high-pitched screeching noise. I was like, what the I had to turn that, I had to mute my TV and make sure that wasn't an alarm going off in my house. It's just piercing. And then yeah, obviously the dawn of time, the
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's like, classic. And just all of it. The score is very, very good. But it just doesn't, so it, like everything else in this movie, it drags and drags into things that are just like, okay, now the score isn't fitting. It's just
Well,
was bad. I
that
did not
was
like it.
sort of a
Popcorn.
happy accident. I'm not sure if you
Popcorn,
guys knew
yeah.
that, but when they were doing editing and stuff, passing the video
What's
back
that?
and forth for approvals, that music was just put in as a filler until they found the soundtrack. But then they kept playing it, and Kubrick's like, "No, we're just gonna stick with that." So it wasn't intended at first, but it fit. But yeah, also like the times when it's just breathing for 30 minutes. Or like
Yeah.
this beep or that beep, it's really incredible job of building tension. I would say I'd say it built tension for no effing reason, but it did, like, throughout, like the whole time. I'm like, what is about to happen right now? Because I've just been staring at this exterior shot of a spaceship for 30 seconds, and now I'm looking like right into someone's eyeball. I don't know. The whole thing was weird, but I mean, it built tension so well. Like when it just shows you HAL 9000's eyeball looking at you
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
you're like, "Ooh, don't look at me."
Yeah.
I liked
I
so
read
much of
your
this.
lips.
You're talking about The Sims. It made me think, what if HAL 9000 spoke that language, the Sims language? The I don't know, man. The movie didn't start until an hour in. I clocked
Yeah.
it. Like the
Yeah.
actual movie was an hour in, but the
Yeah.
stuff before, the
And it
preamble
ends about a
stuff,
half hour early.
yeah. So just taking that into consideration, that's the movie. The rest of it, it just had so much before and after that was worth watching, I guess. But so much of it could have been tightened up. But I also looked into that briefly, and I guess even back then, for back then standards, it was like, what are you doing with this camera shot? Like, it's extended, dude. But
Yeah.
also, I think the main part of that was Kubrick did some, or was in charge of, or whatever, some incredible spacey shots. Crazy good. Like, how did he do that? So I think it's just like, we're gonna just like make a 3-minute long scene of you looking at this planet, because look at this shit I made. You better look at this and be impressed.
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as the meeting, I guess it's yeah, just look at it, dude. I aligned the planets for you. So the symbolism and all that stuff, I think it was really interesting. I don't know exactly what happened. I guess no one does really. For instance, Kubrick has even said he wanted it to be kind of open. Like, you're supposed to just think about it and think about what it means. I think the beginning and the ending is relevant to that for sure, obviously. But my big question is, HAL 9000, he's a big part of this movie for a big chunk. And did he make a mistake in causing that all to happen? Or was it all orchestrated? And either way, what caused Hal to just decide everyone needs to die to complete the mission? So, like, that would infer to me that Hal knows where they're going, and Hal wants to be the one that goes through the wormhole thing. Hal wants to evolve into a higher being.
Yeah.
Because it seems pretty evident that Hal is sentient. Like when he's begging for his life, that was creepy as hell. But I think Hal is the most interesting
Help
part of
me.
the
Help
movie,
me.
and he's a good villain.
Yeah.
I give it a popcorn 1, dude. I like this. Thanks for making me finally watch it.
Yeah. No, artistically, if we're just looking at it from an artistic point of view and not a cinematic point of view, like artistically, there's a lot of meat on that bone. There's a lot
Oh,
going
yeah.
on artistically with this, like Jordan said, from the score and how the score aligns to the interpretation of the monkeys and the obelisk, and then like
Yeah.
what is going on with this? Are we going back in time? Are we going forward in time? And that's why I was curious, Jordan's thoughts as it pertained to Interstellar and how Interstellar relates to this. Like, do you feel like Nolan took some of this? Because remember,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, at the end he's talking or staring at himself, and then it's not him anymore, and then he's older, and then he's looking at his older self, and then it's not him anymore, and then he's older, and then he's a baby, and I'm just like,
He's a
do you feel like,
fetus.
yeah, do you feel like
Space
Nolan
fetus.
saw this and kind of incorporated some themes of this into Interstellar?
Yeah, no, for sure. I definitely, it's like side by side almost, the the colors and the things warping by and like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Contact
definitely.
as well. Remember that one?
Yeah, Contact's a good one. Contact's an old one too, man. There's a lot of these old space films that I think we got to go back and watch and be like,
I like space,
especially
dude.
with people just telling us that aliens exist to keep us from reading
Yeah,
certain
man.
files. Right?
Yeah, man. Ghosts of Mars, man.
I like how
Yeah,
Obama
Ice
is
Cube.
just
He might have been onto
Obama just
something.
casually says, "Yeah, the aliens are real, but we don't have any."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just so
I believe
everybody
him.
knows.
We don't got any of those things, but they're
we got to
around.
get into what we were watching this week. And I caught another one of the theater movies, and I'm going to give Crime 101 a popcorn and a beer and a half. It's been a long time since I gave a popcorn and a beer and a half. And it's just because
Ooh.
the ending was kind of lackluster for me. Like, I
Huh.
think that the writer, director, they tried to give us stops. We don't always need what we want. Sometimes it's better if you're not going to give us what we want. And Crime 101 was one of the films where I didn't need it all to be wrapped up in a nice bow. I wanted, I wanted anarchy at the end of this. I wanted craziness. I didn't want everyone to be happily ever after. And we kind of get a happily ever after ending in a movie that is not really a heist movie, but it's like a Thomas Crown Affair. And they even reference the Thomas Crown Affair, where it's like a high-end thief that is expert and leaves behind no evidence, but all of a sudden they're on to him. It's he's the bad boy with a heart of gold, played by Chris Hemsworth, is his character in this, and it's rangy for Chris Hemsworth. It was actually kind of shocking, the character he's playing. I was like, okay, Chris, like this is not like I've ever seen you before. Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I'm just chewing on my peppermints.
Oh, I thought I saw you point directly at my face, and I was like, he has something to say. He's got some lyrics he'd like to drop on Hemsworth range. But but as it pertained to Ruffalo, like Ruffalo was so reserved in this, and it's his last couple films. Because Jordan, I think you said Ruffalo was also kind of like meh in Task too, just really low key.
Yeah. Yeah. Very under, just there. Kind of could have been played by anybody, essentially, is what I got, the feeling I got.
Okay. Yeah,
No.
so he's kind of reserved in this too, but Halle Berry definitely has an ass off scene where she quits her job, and I really liked it. I did, because this movie, it's a story, yes, about a high end thief, but it's also trying to get you to key in on little notes here about how corrupt the insurance agency is, like how corrupt insurance companies are. And it digs into that quite a few times. It takes digs, boom, boom. And if you're not paying attention, you're really going to think that this movie's only about this art thief, but it's really about the rampant corruption within the insurance industries. And this one utilizes high-end insurance companies that are insuring like high-end weddings, multi-million-dollar stores, multi-billion-dollar deals, things like that, and how corrupt they tend to be, and how they will do whatever it takes to not pay people what they owe, to not take care of customers. And that trickles all the way down to any insurance company. Insurance companies appear to now only be finding ways to not pay for things. Like I said, I think it's criminal that Farmers Insurance was allowed to pull out of California because, well, we cover fire insurance, but fires might happen. Yeah, no shit. That's why you get insurance, dicks. Like, it's enough's enough. Like, yeah, you have billions of dollars and you might have to cover a couple $100,000 when someone's home burns down. And this movie goes into that a lot. It's like, hey, why do you care if I steal this that's insured? Why are you making the biggest deal out of something that some piece of shit's gonna try to not pay you for anyway? You're gonna get your money back from this company and they owe you as is. And I feel that way every time I talk to my own insurance company when something happens. I'm like, you've been investing years of payments of my money into brokerage accounts and into ETFs and making all kinds of money off me. And I'm asking you to pay $1,000 for something I've been paying you, and my money has compounded for years, and you're not going to do it. So this movie hits on that.
Yeah.
Good.
Scam.
And
like that.
Yeah.
Till you
Chris
need it.
Hemsworth, they introduce a love story, and I kind of liked the love element of this movie. It doesn't push it too hard in any sense. It doesn't push too hard with Halle Berry's character, doesn't push too hard with Chris's character and his relationship with the character Maya. It doesn't push it too hard with Ruffalo. It just trickles in. It sprinkles in little elements of relational issues that could arise from each person's lifestyle. And you get a little bit almost of a Traffic style storytelling, where it's like, hey, all these lives are kind of intertwined in a weird way in this giant city. So popcorn and 2 for Crime 101. My only issue, popcorn 1.5. Popcorn and 1 beer and a half. Jordan.
Yeah. I watched the new
I love
Cat
how you always
Williams.
answer. Every time you answer yes, and then you just go
Yeah.
into your review.
How you doing?
Hello, present. I watched Cat Williams, the Last Report stand-up special, And Cat Williams has kind of jumped the shark. Like it's been and for a while now, right? It's not we're not expecting some groundbreaking stuff from Cat
Mhm.
Williams these days anymore. His last special I thought was watchable. I thought it had its moments. Again, I criticize what they continued to do in this one, and even worse they did it in this one was, the gimmicks. The music in the background, in between jokes to try to like hit his punchlines, the putting up pictures on the thing on the, behind him to sell his punchlines. It was bad in his last special. It was awful. It was terrible. It was so poorly timed. It just added nothing to his
Mhm.
special. The music choices for different things he uses is just like it makes no sense whatsoever. And he just rambles. He's just rambling the whole time. Hardly any punchlines.
Dave
It's
Chappelle.
very like it's it's very like yeah, but this is just not intelligent whatsoever. It's you can't compare. I don't know. Yeah,
Mm,
it's Cat Williams trying to do some Dave Chappelle, but
I do have a
just zero.
rule with this, and it's if you can't make me laugh in your 2-minute trailer for an hour-long special, I just can't watch it.
Yeah, there's a couple jokes that I chuckled at. So, but that's just doesn't fly for an hour-long special, a comedy special. It's like, come on, man. Talks about the Illuminati and how he's able to infiltrate, and it's just him spewing more like crap that's like it's basically him talking about how Shannon Sharp, how well his interview on the Club Shay Shay thing went, how that went viral, and he tries to like continue to just spew more, conspiracy theories about people and pedophiles and all these different things. So Cat Williams, the last report. Hopefully, it's the last.
mm.
Popcorn, less than a popcorn.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
watch it
popcorn.
I'm
at all.
sorry. Well,
Don't waste your
so
time.
so what do we do? I'm not gonna waste my time with that. We did Crime
Yeah,
101, right? And then there was a movie that we were debating making it our butter on top, and Jordan nixed it hardcore, and it
we
was
were not. It
Song
wasn't even a
Sung
debate.
Blue. It was Song Sung Blue with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson. All right, and even Jim Belushi's in this.
Mm.
And guys, this movie's great. It's not just like a Neil Diamond tribute. Like it's definitely not a Neil Diamond biopic. It's based on this couple from Wisconsin that were they both had their own like kind of addiction issues, one to like pills and one to alcohol, and they came together to form this like super band that was yes a Neil Diamond cover band essentially, but they did like Neil Diamond, Patsy Cline. And this movie, like it's interesting, it's fun, it's cute, and then twist drops you off a cliff, and I had to rewind it. I was like, what just happened? That didn't just
Mm.
happen in this movie. So I rewound it and I was like, this is a dream, right? Like this is something that's in their head. Like this didn't, and it actually happens. And it's like it's happy, sad, happy, sad, 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 happy, sad, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. How do you feel? And
How do you feel?
it's a lot.
Mhm. There's someone waiting in the hallway of the theater, just asking everybody, "How do you
How
feel?
do you feel?
How do you feel? How do you feel?" Yeah.
No, it's one. Kate Hudson and Hugh Jackman have fantastic chemistry, and I'm just starting to think Hugh Jackman just is a great actor that's going to have great chemistry with whoever he's on screen with. Like
Yeah.
it
He's
just
Hugh
doesn't
Jackman,
matter. You could
and
put him with a
it's
paper bag,
Kate
and it's going to have great
fucking
chemistry.
Hudson.
She's making a little mini comeback, right? Because she was in Glass Onion as well, and she was fantastic in
Well,
Glass Onion.
she kind of
She had
stepped away
that
from
TV
acting
show.
because she's in a very successful rock band that makes pretty good music. They played a festival,
Really?
Bottle Rock, that I go to every year. They were there on one of the big stages at Bottle Rock last year.
Kate
Okay.
Hudson
Yeah,
has a
her music
band.
is
That's what I'm
solid.
doing today.
Yeah, she sings in a rock band, and it's pretty good.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Well, she's
Good
got a
for her.
voice, man. In this, her and Hugh Jackman are fantastic. Like, and that was not a shot at Kate Hudson. That's just me saying, like, he was with
Oh
Meg
no,
Ryan.
yeah.
He does great things with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, it just Hugh Jackman is just on fire every time he's on screen, And
Yeah.
in this film, he plays a really solid character that goes by Lightning, and you root for this character. Like he's in AA, 22 years sober throughout the movie, you know, and you're rooting for him. Like, yeah, sometimes you're just kind of like, dude, you're pouring it on a little thick, or it's a bit much, or he's got that like artist vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like that I'm an artist, like it's got to be done this way type thing. But the really funny thing is, you
No idea
realize
what you're talking
he's out
about.
of touch with like current art, with like current music and things like that. And you realize that when he gets a call from Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam to open their show. And he's like, "Hey, do you guys know this? Like,
Mm.
is there like a band, like a sandwich, something about like peanut butter and jam?" And the daughter's like, "Are you bleeping with me right now? Who's on the phone?"
He's like,
And she steals the phone from him, and she goes, "Who the hell is this?"
Who is that on the phone?
But
Hey, perhaps you've
but in
heard
the
of me.
'90s, Pearl Jam was it, man. Like Pearl Jam has a following, you know. I'm gonna give pardon me. I'm gonna give Song Sung Blue a popcorn and 2. Regardless of what you might
Okay.
think of this movie,
popcorn into air.
yes, that's the voice you hear throughout. Josh, what was the movie you were watching?
Well, because I am so edgy and fresh and hip and cool, I didn't watch the Super Bowl this year. Instead, I watched Muppets Treasure Island,
Why did you
circa
say that like Borat?
1991, with Tim Curry
Instead,
and Muppets Treasure Island. First time that I've watched this movie. I like the Muppets though, and I heard they're making a comeback. I'm not sure how well it did. I hope it does well. I like the Muppets. I like the Muppets, dude. And Muppets Treasure Island did not disappoint. It was clearly Muppets. If you like Muppets humor, then you're gonna like this. A little bit corny, a little bit definitely 1991. This came out, or 1990. Man, the Muppets just they punch you in the kidney with a joke. You did not see it coming. Just came out of nowhere. They just give you a quick little pop, like that's a real funny joke, and you just can't help but laugh sometimes. Like there's this joke, something about like you guys eat like pigs, and then the pigs are like, "Hey," and she's like, "Oh, sorry, my bad, my bad, my bad." And then she, the rest of this thing happens. And this, as the scene's ending, she mentions that tomorrow they're gonna have potato soup. And then she looks at this potato woman and says, "Oh, sorry, no offense." And it's a potato woman. You ever seen a potato mop? Anyway, yeah, it's just stupid. It's so stupid. It's like the Muppets are fourth dimensional dad jokes, I'd say. How's that?
Fourth dimension 4D dad jokes.
There was some musicality, which happens often in a Muppet. Thankfully, the songs were quick. It was like 1.5 verses. There was no 2 verse. There was no big, you know, and I will, as they stand up on the crate. No, they sang this dumb little song and they got going. So that's good. I give us a popcorn and 1. Tim Curry. Good to see him. He was 50 years old, but he looks so young.
Tim Curry
Nice.
appears to have
Love him.
inspired a lot of Josh's multiple personalities.
Tim Curry's one of the greats.
He's
Yeah!
fantastic.
I watched the documentary finally for what is up for an Oscar, and usually I'm going to try to get to all of them. So I got my first one in, the Alabama Solution documentary. All right, do you guys know what this documentary is about?
I think so.
Sounds racist.
I think I really want to watch it.
It's definitely got elements of race, and it talks about how Alabama was the capital of the Confederacy, and how Alabama is going to do what Alabama wants regardless, and how they try to keep like the Justice Department and federal officials out of Alabama. This one centers around the prison system. That's what this is about. And it's called the Alabama Solution because of these prisoners, the jailhouses are so over capacity. They're 200% to capacity in that they're
What?
able to get in contraband. And there's elements in this documentary where there's assertions by some of the prisoners that think like, hey, they're letting the contraband in for free because it leads the people offing themselves on accident, like overdosing in prison and dying, and they'll just let them die. And that's some of the prisoners have, like I said, the assertion that this is on purpose, this is by design, they're letting these drugs in.
Mm.
But what also is coming in with this contraband, which the prison system seems more concerned with, is cell phones. So you're able to get cell phone footage of everything that is going on and how deplorable it is. And then this is apparently gets really out into the news in like 2022. And
Mhm.
Kay, who's been the governor of Alabama forever and probably shouldn't be, she said this is an Alabama problem that requires an Alabama solution. So what's the solution? Open more prisons. And then they go into the slave labor aspect of these prisons. Okay. So basically, in the past 5 years, Alabama has spent $53 million defending prison systems. And in this, you get some pretty graphic things of them, the prison guards literally being rewarded for murdering prisoners. And it's very suspect, the prisoners that get chosen to be killed. It's usually months before they're released, and they have some evidence on the guards, or they know something that the guards have done, and they're not willing to talk while they're in jail because they're so scared they're going to get killed. And then months before their release, mysteriously these people are killed, and oh, they had a shiv or
Golly.
they had this, and you don't
Yep.
there's two sides to the story. I want to be clear, but it doesn't look good for Alabama. So in this, the past 5 years, Alabama has spent $53 million defending the prison system and the workers within the prison system. So that would be your prison guards, right? Your confinement guards, your correctional officers, all of them. And they usually get away with it. So in me, like my first note was that kind of makes you wonder if they're willing to spend $53 million, how much, without batting an eye, how much money is this bringing in? And it answers that question. They manufacture $450 million in goods for the state of Alabama through the prison system. And the prisoners see none of that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's insanely intense. The conditions are crazy. For the people that like to accuse California of having a homelessness crisis, you should put a camera inside some of these jails in Alabama. So they've got people just like, they're not in jail cells. They're literally like sleeping in hallways and stuff. People, there's a scene where he goes, it looks like that guy made that table his home. And there's a guy just living under a table, like just a four-legged table in the jail, like literally. And a lot of the prisoners do talk about like, look, I did wrong to put myself here, but like this is crazy, like what's happening here. And they talk a little bit about, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there's a law in a lot of states where if someone gets shot and
Yeah.
killed, and you're with the person that shot and killed that person, you can be convicted of murder, even though you're not the one that killed that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Crazy.
that is on display here. There's a lot of prisoners that have had and the state can deny your ability to report in person to your parole board. So basically, you can't go up and plead your case for parole. They just review your
Whoa.
record and deny it. And there's a guy in there
Yeah.
that it wasn't like a violent crime or anything. He's just been in jail for 33 years. And it was like it was something that it was not violent. It wasn't like robbery, and they just haven't let him out. They haven't let him get out at all.
Yeah.
So
There's a
with
guy,
this,
speaking
go ahead.
of that whole story, there's a guy that was in jail for a long time because he got convicted of murder, essentially accessory to murder, because he let his roommate borrow his car, who then went and robbed somebody and killed him. And then he went to jail for letting his roommate borrow his car. He was home sleeping the entire time.
Yeah, I've heard that story. I think that was on Jon Stewart or John Oliver, right?
John Oliver, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
It just doesn't make any sense, and it's because these prisons are multi-million-dollar a year private institutions, and a lot of people, whether you realize it or not, your 401k, you're probably invested in them. Just so you know,
Oh, yeah.
you probably are invested in these prison systems because they are money machines. They make a ton of money.
They need bodies.
money,
And
money,
they
money,
talk
money,
about
money,
it.
money.
They talk about
Go
it in
ahead.
Wonder Man, right? They just need bodies. Just bodies.
Yeah. We just need bodies. Exactly.
Yeah.
So so this movie, at one point, the guards and the police will not let them see their son that was beaten to death by the prison guards, and the brother eventually is able to get in, and he snuck his phone in and was able to get a picture of his brother's body, and it's unrecognizable, and you see a picture of it, and then they go over, they
Oof.
read. I don't want to spoil it for the people who want to watch this documentary. They read the report of what people said this other officer did to this guy, and the officer is just, he's been rewarded his whole life for being a total asshole, and he just doesn't care. Like he's like, this is alleged. These are allegations. None of this is real. Like, you don't know. I had to defend myself. So Popcorn and Two
Boy.
for the Alabama
Yeah.
solution. Everybody should watch it and really decide like what kind of person you are as you watch this. Because I'm not saying the prisoners are good people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, at some point, we have to show some
Humans.
humanity. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to do better. Jordan?
Yeah, the only other thing I watched this week was Freebird, which you reviewed last week and got me really interested in it. Quick watch, as you said, like I think like 8 episodes, 30 minutes, you're in, you're out.
Yeah.
And you're right, it was good. It was refreshing. It was funny, man. I got really, really good laughs. And just the characters are everybody, almost all the characters are just so vomitous. You're just like, oh God, you hate every character. There's something about every character that just makes you, ugh. But man, it is just funny.
Yeah.
The guy's wife goes into anaphylactic shock, right? And she's sedated. And he goes,
Yeah.
yeah, I gave her a little extra sedation so I can go get 18 holes in real quick. He's like, oh, but isn't she gonna be pissed when she wakes up? No, I gave her a brow lift, so she'll be pretty happy when she wakes up. This is like, what?
That character
if
is
you
like the
didn't,
worst. That character is the worst.
and his wife though is just as bad. Like, she's horrible person. And the
Yes.
daughter, that whole family is just awful people. If you didn't know, the daughter, the older daughter, Georgia,
Yeah.
which is weird that he named the characters in the show after his real daughters, but they're not his real daughters, they're actresses. But the older one, Georgia, is a girl from, not that long ago, YouTube days, internet fame. She's the little girl who makes the freaking bats. I love Halloween. If you've ever
Yeah.
seen that video, or the
Yeah.
looking flawless like my dreams, like that's that little girl
All right.
from there. So
Good for
I was
her.
like, oh yeah, hey, that was cool. Yeah. But the star of the show who stole it was the younger daughter, Isla.
Yeah.
I'm
bleeping love you, Dad.
Yeah. Everything she says steals every scene. She's hilarious. She's kind of the like Stewie character. Like, you could tell like there was a
okay.
formula for what her character is supposed to play. And it's hilarious. It just really works. The Zach Hotchkiss kid, the actor, I don't know if it's the actor, but just what a little creep. He just looks like a little creep.
Yeah.
I just didn't like him every time. I didn't want to like his face in the show. But overall, I liked it. I enjoyed this. I recommend it highly. I like the ending to this. I feel like they stuck the moment that he has. And I'm looking forward to a season 2. I don't believe that they should go any further. I think a season 2 would be nice. Really go for it this time and just let it all just fade away gloriously, and I'd be happy with that. So Freebird, Popcorn in 2.
No, I love the
Popcorn.
throwaway
Add to-
line where he's like, I think he just intimidated me. It's because he made direct eye contact when he blew his load right into that stripper's mouth.
Yeah.
That
It's
line
wild.
makes me
It's
laugh
wild.
every time.
Or
He
dude,
made direct eye contact where he blew his load into that stripper's mouth.
when the dude's talking about his Asian girlfriend, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we just do the. I just have my buddy's name saved under ice in my phone." It was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're joking about this."
There are so many jokes, and it's
God
just like,
damn.
I miss crude comedy. Like,
It was bad.
just for the sake of comedy, like it wasn't meant to hurt anybody in this show. It's just crude humor, and it was like,
Yeah.
if his stand-up was this, I would laugh my ass off. So
Well,
this, he crushed it.
stuff like that guy having threatening his girlfriend with her passport or visa or whatever. It's like people who like avoid stories like that, like, oh, I don't want to be, you know what I mean, like live under a rock and stuff. But when they watch this, they go, then you're exposed to it suddenly and go, wait, people actually do that probably. And then, I don't know, maybe it serves
Dude,
some good in some way.
Josh, you got to watch it, man. It's on Netflix.
It's
Okay.
Throw
funny.
it on your lunch break or something, or on the art studio when you're setting up. It's funny, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
All right.
Sounds good.
What were you watching, Josh?
I got one more in there that got F1. I finally caught up with y'all and the rest of the
Ooh.
world. F1, buddy. That was a good one.
Yeah,
End of review.
I agree.
This was a lot of fun. Excellent work in sound, excellent camera stuff, incredible. Make you feel like you're flying type of stuff. It really showed you how extremely complex racing really is at this high level.
Yeah.
That's a rocket ship. They got rocket ships. You know what I mean? So of course they have a team of 100 people and blah blah blah. And anyway, so it's definitely a Top Gun type of movie or whatever, like where they're just trying to throw so much propaganda about you or at you about how cool this world is by making, I'm sure, making up a company, making up these characters. These aren't real people, right? But it's great.
There were real
great
characters
racing.
in the movie. There were
Right.
real characters in the movie, but the team itself is not. It's fictional.
Yeah.
Right. I got you. But it was cool though. I liked it. It was the whole, mentor-mentee type of movie, but a different style because it's not focusing on the mentee. It's really focusing on the mentor. Usually it's the other way around, like Drumline and stuff. But so this is Drumline Part 2. Wow, same formula almost entirely. That's crazy.
Even
But
drummier.
I don't play by the rules. I don't. Anyway.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. I loved all the action sequences. It was great as far as that goes. The acting was good. The montage, it was, as far as montages go, it's a popcorn in one for sure, dude. The music was very world music, like what you hear on escalators in the airport.
Yeah.
When you're in Abu
So, I don't
Dhabi.
know. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I give it a popcorn 1, but it's very entertaining.
Wow. Popcorn in
Okay.
1. I gave it a popcorn in 3.
You give it
Yeah, I think it
popcorn
was a
in 3?
popcorn in 2. It was good. The
Oh.
visuals are great in this movie.
Yeah.
You're right. I'll go popcorn in 2. Because it was like fully entertaining the whole way through. I was like captivated for sure.
Yeah, sound mix was great too. Like the sound is
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
on the changing all the gears and the.
Yeah.
I do have
I
to
saw it in
say though, like it's
good.
like the whole thing is based on Brad Pitt just playing dirty. Like I'm gonna fuck that dude's car up. Like, come on, that's the good guy. Couldn't just be a good racer. Anyway, all right.
I watched it in IMAX screen, and I'm afraid to watch it again because it was such an experience that first time. Like I don't want to blur it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to watch it again because I'm just like I felt like I was really like in a moment watching that movie in that screen and that definition stuff, and I was like, I can't mess that up.
That movie puts you in the cockpit, and I'm sure with the Dolby Digital select surround sound. I bet.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
The wraparound IMAX screen.
Oh, it was. Whoo! I was hard.
I hate to bring us off this high with Loki season 2, but as you guys all know, Loki is one of the best Marvel series, not just Marvel series. It was one of the better series that had come out in, I want to say, the last 10 years or so. So Loki becomes the tree of life or the tree of time, however you want to see it. And he will come back. He will. But they ended that series the only way they could, by turning Loki into a hero. And it's great with, how do you say his name, Jordan? How do you say his name? From Everything Everywhere All at Once, your favorite guy. You just love the way he talks. From
Ki-Hui
Goonies.
Kwan?
Yes,
Ki-Hui
thank you.
Kwan.
Thank you.
Ki-Hui.
He's in it just being cute and awesome and smart, and
Mhm.
it's Owen Wilson. Wow, like you get a little bit of
Wow.
everything with this, and it does answer questions like if you had an opportunity to see yourself in other universes and other worlds and how you're reacting and how your life choices changed or altered the way you lived, would you? I think I would. I
Mhm.
do. I'd be curious.
I
All right,
would
all
be
right.
No, you guys
interested
run away from it.
because
Okay, cool. So popcorn
I
and two
would,
for me.
no, I would be interested in it, but I would really just like steal my own ideas from the other universes. I wouldn't like, you know what I mean? Like,
Bring them back.
like,
You would steal your
oh,
own
that's a
money.
cool,
Josh is
steal my own,
scamming
yeah.
himself.
Give me this. It's mine.
Feel like the Bert. Give me that. Give me that.
Give me that.
All right. So I'm gonna give Loki season 2 a popcorn and 2. Again, I'm working my way there. We're gonna get to Doctor Doom soon, and we finally saw what Downey Jr. is gonna look like as Victor. Josh didn't like
Mhm.
it. I thought it was good. I thought it was nice.
I
I
thought it
didn't
was
get a
nice.
look at it yet, but I will.
Yeah, check it out, Jordan. I posted the
Yeah.
trailer in our feed. Not that that helps our fans, but something that will help our fans is Josh giving them his drunk classic for this week, and maybe
The
they can all
Dragon
watch it with
Classic.
us.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got me in a spacey mood. You got me in a weird mood, and that weird music got me in a musical mood. So that's your 3 choices. Jordan, you want to go weird, spacey, or musicy?
Spacey.
Spacey. All right, we're gonna go on YouTube, boys, and we're gonna check out a little Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode called Space Mutiny. We're gonna watch some old
Couldn't just
people
say
watching
weird.
movies.
I feel like all 3 would have been the same thing.
No, I had 3 very different choices because I was on the fence. I was on 2 different fences. Anyway, so Space Mutiny, Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's a free watch. I would advise you to, whenever it goes to like not watching the movie when they're doing the little comedy sketch bits, just skip that shit. Go straight to the movie when they're watching the movie. All right. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love
All
it.
right.
Space Mutiny.
Space
I
Mutiny.
couldn't be more or less excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, butter on top time, right?
Butter on top time. Put some
And
butter on
our
my
butter
popcorn, Jordan.
on top is a movie starring our favorite main guy face. It is Glenn
Man guy
Powell.
face.
Main guy face is Glenn Powell and hot new girl Margaret Qualley, and I don't mean appearance. That's not what I meant. I meant like she's hot right now. She's ascending. She's everywhere, right? Margaret
Ever since the
Qualley,
substance.
right? But she is good
She's
looking.
hot, though.
This is How to Make a Killing. How to Make a
All
Killing.
right, how to make a killing. And if you'd like to join me, boys and girls, for a horror movie, I'm gonna go see Psycho Killer. We really hope to see you guys at the theaters. Remember, you get the popcorn, and we got the beer.